Hello wonderful stitchy friends, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel Catkin and Lily, where we talk all things cross stitch. If you're a returning viewer, then thank you so much for coming back as always, and if you're new here then welcome, and I really hope you'll enjoy seeing my cross stitch updates and my other videos which are more tips and tutorials. But today is a FlossTube, it's episode number 15 and it's the 24th of January. So it seems like we're flying through 2024 already. I can't believe we're close to the end of January, but apparently we are. To be fair, it's been a pretty quiet start to the year for me, with lots of stitching time, so definitely not sad about that. So today I have lined up for you progress updates on 5 WIPs that I've been working on throughout January. I have one new start, sort of. I think it counts as a new start, but I'm never quite sure, but I'll let you be the judge of that. I have no finishes, and I also have no new stash, which doesn't mean I haven't been buying anything. It just means it hasn't arrived yet. Yeah, I might have been a bit of a naughty girl again, but since it's not here yet, we'll have to save that for another FlossTube episode. Now, my start to WIPGO has been pretty good. I talked all about what I was doing for WIPGO in a previous video, so if you want to know more about that, go back and check that out. But January, the 2 goals, I had one which was a goal on stitching for particular WIPs, so I'll show you that when we get to it, and one was a new start, which I did do earlier in January. So, pretty good on WIPGO, and the numbers for February are being drawn on the 25th, that's tomorrow. So I'll be able to set myself up for February once I know what those are going to be. So I think we should dive into the WIPs. Okay, so as always with my WIPs, I will be putting up the info panel. So if you want to know more about the project, the fabric, all that kind of stuff, that will be up there for you. And then I'll also switch that into a progress photo so you can see where I was last time. And the first WIP is the same one it's been for quite some time, which is the Castle Homecoming stitch along from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I say quite a while because we started back in, let's see, 10th of June 2023. Oh, summer 2023. Feels like a long time ago, but we are coming towards the end of this stitch along. So we had part 9 had been released, with part 10 to come out really soon. And I had been working on part 8, I think the last time I spoke to you, so you'll see where I was at. And I have dived into part 9. So here's where we're at. Oh no, I can't get that all in. Yes, I can. There we go. So that is, so part 9 that I've been working on is this bit up here, this floral border. So let me bring that in a little bit for you. So that's where we're at. It's starting with that border now to look, it looks like a whole kind of finished piece. So it's really nice to see it with that border coming in at the top. Although funnily enough, the floral bit at the top, it's not been my favourite to stitch. And I like florals. So I don't know why this one's been slightly, I don't know, it's because I've loved the cute characters so much. But there is another cute character coming up that I'm excited to stitch that was part of part 9. I'm going to put the picture up again so you can see over on the castle. So it's going to be, where is he? Up here is the little, well, I don't know. I don't know if he's the king or a prince. I don't know. But he also looks like a kind of rock star. So I love him standing up there on the top of the castle and I can't wait to stitch that bit. So I'm doing the floral border and then as a treat, then I'll be able to stitch that little rockstar, king, prince, whatever he is. So that'll be fun. And then it's just part 10 to go. So yeah, that's amazing. Now, the one thing I will say, and you guys probably wouldn't have noticed this, if you did, then very eagle-eyed of you. But there is one tiny bit of part 8 I haven't actually finished. Because, I'll show you. It is, where is it? Right, you've got these jousting flags here and here, and there's one over here, and look, I've just got kind of I've got a half one because I wasn't a huge fan of the charted colours for it, which is what's on there, but I don't know what to switch it to. I tried it in something else, didn't like it, thought, oh, I'll just do the original ones, did that, still don't like it. I need to decide what I'm doing. So technically I haven't finished part 8, but it's only because of that, and I've made good progress on part 9. And I say part 10 is out on the 1st of February. So we've still got a week and a little bit, I think, to go. So I feel like I'm definitely heading in the right direction to try and finish it by the end of February, which was my goal. It's definitely looking possible. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. WIP number 2 has also been going since June 2023, and it's the Chameleon. So this is the Menagerie Illusion from Bothy Threads, and yeah, it's still being worked on. It did have quite a time out for a little bit prior to Christmas just to work on other things, but it's been back in with a vengeance in January. I've been stitching it, actually not a ton of days. How many days have I stitched? I think about 7 days I've picked it up and stitched this one so far in January. So let's see where we're at. There he is. Absolutely lovely. So I think all of this, or most of this cream section, and I've got out into this bit over here. Let's give you a little bit closer on that. I apologise, I have actually got a couple of threads hanging out on there at the moment. I don't often have threads hanging out on my project, but sometimes you just need to. So I think the only thing to say on this one is what I say every single time, which is I've done loads and there's still loads to go. But I'm really excited to be working on it. I can see the progress. There's just a lot of stitches in it. Mind you, if we are talking about lots of stitches, then it doesn't get any more stitches, at least not for the WIPs I've got, than WIP number 3, which is the Chromatic Dragon. So yes, this is my huge project. A lot of stitches, but also a lot of good progress. So here we are. And again, I've kind of dotted around with what I've been working on. I have come and done more black up here that I said I was going to try and do, but I've done some bits in here, I think. I've definitely done some more down here. It's just looking so beautiful. So yeah, really, really excited to work on that one. And this one is currently at 23,014 stitches, which is bang on 11%. So I've just hit another milestone with that, which is fun, because last time I recorded, which was 2 weeks ago, I'd just hit 10%. And I've literally just hit 11% again today. So that's fantastic. And this is the WIP that I had, the goal, my WIPGO goal, to do 5,000 stitches in January. Now that is more than I would normally do. I would probably normally maybe try and go for about 4,000-ish, but no hard goals on that, obviously. So 5,000, it's a little bit of a push. And I'm currently at, I'm going to check this, 4,420, which is brilliant, because that's 10 days I've picked this up and stitched on it for that. And I've got 3 more days that I would be stitching on this for the rest of January. So I think the remaining, what was that? Not doing the maths on the fly. 580 stitches in those 3 days. Yeah, that seems pretty doable. I'll probably still try and get a few more in as quick as I can, just in case anything happens on, I don't know, the last day and I can't hit it. I still would like to hit it before the very last day. But yeah, I think I'm going to manage it. We'll find out next time I film. I'll let you know if I did it. WIP number 4 is The Winter's Gift by Joan Elliott, which is, yeah, it's still my favourite. I love all my WIPs. This one is still my favourite. And I'd done quite a lot last time I showed you, and I've done loads more. It is huge though. There's an awful lot. Again, there's a lot to do, but here's where we are. Try and see where we're at. I feel like I'm holding this wonky. I have no clue. I'm also going to need a bigger board, but yeah, so I've done huge chunks of the skirt. I've done a bit more down this side. I've worked this green section. I've kind of gone a bit rogue, gone all the way out here, and I've done a little bit of this blue ribbon here. If I just bring that in and show you, let me show you a little bit of that. Yeah, this one just gets me every time I pick it up. I absolutely don't want to put it down, which is kind of sad because I am only going to be stitching this until the end of February, so I'm really trying to make the most of it. But I also know how excited I'll be to go back to the mermaid, which is what I'll do when I put this one down for a bit. So yeah, I'm just trying to really put in lots of stitches. No way is it going to be finished by the end of February, but I'm just enjoying it every time I pick it up. Really don't want to put it down. And okay, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I think what I was going to say was I've stitched on this for 8 days. So it's my weekend stitch, and I've stitched on it at weekends, but a few extra sneaky days thrown in there because I can't resist. So yeah, that will remain my weekend stitch. Don't know if I'll get in any extra, but at least at the weekends I do get to put in quite a good amount of stitches. So hopefully can keep making that really good progress with it. WIP number 6 was my January new start, which was the Christmas Club mugs by Shannon Designs. And I had such a tiny start last time. And if I'm honest, it's not looking that impressive still yet, but here we go. That's where I'm at. I have at least done more of the pretty border and started in on, this is the foam on the top of the mug and the little candy cane sticking out there. And that's a reindeer antler, I think, maybe. So yeah, it's still not a huge start. This one has lost out a bit to some of the other things, I think, because I've been pushing on the dragon. This one's lost out a little bit. I think I've only stitched on this one, let me see, 5 days in January I've picked this up. So it's not surprising it hasn't gone too far forwards. I'm hoping maybe in February I can push that forward a little bit more when I don't have the target for the dragon stitching. Unless that gets caught again on WIPGO. Well, we shall see. But for the mugs, there are 2 mugs already out, and the 3rd one will be coming out at the beginning of February. So in terms of kind of keeping up with it as a stitch along, I'm not doing very well, but that's fine. And I actually have a cunning plan. I thought that potentially if this starts getting a bit overwhelming, because there's 12 mugs in the series, I actually could cut it down. I could pick 9 of them and just stitch 9 and it would still make a really nice piece, because there are 1 or 2 that are less of a favourite than the others. So I'm kind of just keeping that in my back pocket in case I need to cut back a little bit on what I'm doing. Now the other thing to say with this one, so this is a 32 count, it's a Zweigart even weave, and for some reason I was struggling a bit to stitch on it with my usual size 26 needle that I would use for this, and I don't really know why. It's 32 count even weave is usually fine, but I just switched down to size 28 and it's so much better. So definitely worth switching your needle around sometimes, even from one of the same size to another one of the same size. They do vary, and it's always worth switching. If you're struggling a little bit, I was finding I just couldn't seem to find the holes so easily, and I usually don't have a huge problem with it. Dropping to that size 28, perfect. So now we have my new start, and I'm not going to put a picture up for you for this one because the new start is a new design that I'm working on, which is why I wasn't sure if I could kind of count that as a new start. I'm never really sure. I guess it does. I don't know why I think it doesn't. When it's my own designs, I always feel differently about it. But it's been a little bit since I did any designing, and I'm a little bit late to the Valentine's Day releases with this one. Very late, to be honest. But it's a really quick stitch. So as I say, I'm not going to show you the full pattern, but I will show you what I've stitched so far. You might have seen a little, I did put a sneak peek on Instagram, but I've stitched a bit more since then. So here it is. So that you can see by now, got a little bear. And you can tell me, what do you think it looks like with this? Because I think it looks like a cape. It's not a cape. I'll tell you now. He's in a little envelope. So he's leaping out the envelope with little hearts above his head. So it's not a cape. But now I really want to make a version with a cape. Anyway, I better not get sidetracked. I need to finish this one up first. And I really want to get this one done soon. So I will be working very hard on this over the next few days, and it should be released fairly soon. If you want to know about that and the release and see more about that, then Instagram is a good place to be. Or even better, I would hop on my email list. I've got a link in the description, and I very often, almost always, put some kind of special discount code whenever I launch a new pattern. So if you think this is something you might enjoy, hop on my email list for that discount code. And as I say, hopefully the design will be out, I want to say in the next week, because otherwise I really have missed the boat for Valentine's Day. So watch this space. So that's all my projects for the moment. I have got a couple things lined up potentially to start. One that I talked about last time is the Wonders of the James Webb Space Telescope Stitch Along. So I talked a lot about this last time. So if you didn't see that video, go back and have a look. Obviously, I will put the info up for you. Now this is due to start on the 25th of January. So yes, it will be starting tomorrow. I will not be starting tomorrow because I'm still waiting on my fabric. I've got 2 fabric choices on order, neither of which have been dispatched yet. They're hand-dyed fabric, so you have to be patient. They take as long as it takes, but they're not here yet, so I will not be starting that when it comes out. But I can at least get my threads prepped and perhaps order any others that I might need, so that's fine. I'd hope that I can start it at least by February, but like I say, it all depends on the fabric, and hoping that the fabric choices, that at least one of them will be perfect for the stitch along, otherwise I'm back at square one. And the other thing that I prepped, which I'm not about to start soon, but I was having a day, I wasn't feeling quite so great. I do suffer sometimes with fairly sort of low grade migraines, and I wasn't feeling amazing. So I just prepped and I put a project in my beautiful spring bag, which I've shown off. I said I didn't know what I was going to put in this bag. This is from Not Enough WIP Bags. I have shown it before. I said I didn't know what I was going to put in it. And then I realised I have got this kit that's been in my kind of waiting to start. So this is a Bothy Threads kit. It's a Derwent Water Designs. And it's the spring one. I said I wanted to start it in spring. I'm not about to dive into it. But I thought, you know what? I'll just do a little bit of prep. So I was really good. I've got this is the fabric, cream fabric, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I have, you probably won't. I've done my edging, you can't because it's cream. So you won't be able to see that. But anyway, I've done my whip stitch all the way around the edge so that the fabric is good to go. I got my threads. Obviously the threads are all on the thread card, but look at those, how pretty is that? So I've looped them all on, they just come looped through, so I've tied them all on properly. I have even written, actually written on here, I've put like the symbols on here as well, and I've even, look at this is the 4 blended threads, and I've actually even prepped myself some blended threads ready to go, because it's kind of a nuisance, isn't it, when you get to the blended thread and you get one and another one, and yeah. So I've got all my threads ready to go, my fabric's ready to go, and I'd kind of like to start that one in March, so I'm well ahead with this one, but we will be going away for a few days in March, and I think it would be a nice project to start on. I love having a project, a new start to take away on holiday, and I thought that would be a lovely one, so I've just prepped it all ready. So I said for new stash I didn't have anything to show you, which is true. I do have those 2 pieces of fabric on order for the Wonders Stitch Along, and I've also got 2 pieces on order as potential for Gaia. So that's Gaia, the Earth Goddess, that I want to start in May. So I've ordered 2 pieces of fabric for that, so we will see how that goes. So quite a few bits of fabric on order, and I might have done another big purchase, a big naughty purchase. But like I say, that isn't here yet either, so you'll have to wait and see what that is. Okay, so plans for the next couple of weeks, until I hopefully catch up with you again, is keep working on the Castle Homecoming Stitch Along, keep pushing that forwards, try and make sure I can get that end of February finished with that one. Get the bear design finished and released. Keep working on all the other WIPs that you've seen. Obviously try and finish that WIPGO goal for the Dragon of 5,000 stitches, and then whatever other things come up on WIPGO for February, obviously we'll have to fit that one in, so hopefully I can try and hit those goals as well. And hopefully start the Wonders of the James Webb Space Telescope stitch along. Hopefully. I really, really hope I'll have that fabric by the time we chat again in 2 weeks' time. Now, like I said, it's been quite a quiet time for me in January, just enjoying some stitchy time, so not really any other business to tell you, except that I am very excited that I'm going to my very first Stitchy meetup. So this weekend, there's a Stitchy afternoon. I'll tell you more about it next time. But for now, just to say I'm really excited to go and meet some stitchers in person, other than my mum, which is lovely, don't get me wrong. I love stitching with my mum, but it'll be lovely to meet some other stitchers. At least I hope it will be lovely. I am quite nervous, but I'm also really excited. So yeah, that's something to look forward to this weekend, and I will tell you all about that when I see you next time. And that's it from me. So thank you so very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed seeing all my projects, and I hope I'll see you back here in a couple of weeks for another catch up. Until then, happy stitching. Bye for now.